ran to my sister Siobhan for help.
Siobhan killed herself. Welcome to our first review ever!
Yeah!
And for our first review, we decided to choose Ringer.
Ringer.
What episode is it?
Episode 16. You're too pretty to go to jail.
Now, at the beginning of this episode, we start off with Siobhan and Tyler arguing about their situation and what they should do with their information, and then Siobhan is showing, finally, that whore. Whose baby is it? We still don't know, but we do know that she's finally showing. And Tyler
she told
sees
Tyler
that it's his.
that it's his.
But we don't actually know. So basically, Siobhan tells him, hold off on the things. We still have some things to straighten out. So Tyler's like, okay, I'll hold off.
And then Bridget and Malcolm get in this huge-ass argument because Malcolm's like, you shouldn't trust Andrew, you shouldn't stay in the house. And she's like, oh, I like it here. I like my new fake life.
So then she basically chooses her new life over Malcolm and tells Malcolm maybe that he should just put off her life if that's how he's going to feel.
Awkward. What happens next? In the case, it gets taken over by the new feds, so Agent Machado is out of it.
And then Bridget is finally taken off the witnesses and is taken off the case, and she's no longer a key witness. So she's finally safe.
She's finally not wanted anymore. Good for her.
Then Machado starts to freak out and daydream, and he starts having flashbacks.
And we see Bridget as a stripper. Pretty hot. Pretty hot. She was pretty seductive.
Working it. And then we see Machado. This is where he first meets Bridget. And then also we're introduced to his little Sancha, his little girlfriend.
Shailene Combs.
Also a stripper, and also the informant of his for Bodaway. And then we just find out that he likes her and they have intimacy, and then that's his informant.
So Siobhan gets really scared because of the whole Andrew thing, and she decides to leave the house, to which she finds him right as she's coming out for little bags, creeping in the darkness, like, where are you going?
But then Andrew asks where she's going, and then she says, I'm leaving, I don't feel safe, and she leaves.
Coincidentally, Tyler leaves Siobhan over in Paris because he starts freaking out, saying, we should cash in the money, and she's like, no, we need to wait. He freaks out, takes matters into his own hands, gets the flash drive, takes a plane to New York.
And during all this, we see a little bit of Andrew and Olivia Starks as they discuss taking care of Tyler because he has valuable information. So we see that they're killers. They're willing to do anything to save their company.
We get one more flashback to the stripper right before she dies, when she's in the car with Agent, and they're just talking about trying to make a life together, and you finally find out that they had a romantic thing going on this whole time.
And how Machado wants Shailene to end the case and get off the case because he's worried that she's going to get hurt. Little do you know that he has the right ideas there, but Shailene insists on finishing the case. Good stripper. Then we move on back to Olivia and Andrew, and then they're talking about now that Malcolm's becoming a problem as well, so they need to take care of him as well. So basically they just want to kill everybody who gets in their way, and maybe Bridget should watch out.
This episode was pretty much dedicated to making Malcolm feel like shit because Siobhan, all the way from Paris, calls him pretending to be Bridget, and she's like, get out of my life. If you're not going to accept it, then I don't want you in it. Pretty bitch move.
Yep, and then you're wondering what's Bridget doing during all this. Bridget is doing her little freaking FBI shit herself, being a detective, and she's going to find Tyler, but little does she know that Tyler is already freaking out, trying to give away the information, the flash drive to protect him and Siobhan and the baby, which he thinks is his, and trying to give it to corporate so he can rat out Olivia and Andrew. But little does he know, Olivia and Andrew are onto him. Olivia meets him in a car and tells him if he does anything that he will be taken care of, and threatens him.
So he gives her all the files, but keeps the flash drive.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah.
And Siobhan is very happy when she hears about what he did.
And there's one more final flashback to when we're in the mortuary and we're talking about how the stripper's body was dismembered, and you see that Agent Machado gonna go check and make sure that it's the right person for the right body.
And then we find out that she dies, but she was pregnant.
Plot twist.
So it turns out that Machado had impregnated her, and she had his baby, but she died. So he's all sad. So poor guy. Maybe he should stop banking strippers / informants.
And we see Bridget walking back into the hotel, Soho. which is a pretty cool name. And of course, whose body does she find laying dead?
She finds Tyler's body on the floor. Flash drive gone.
No one knows where it is.
Bridget runs out, calls 911 anonymously. My bad. And then we see a flash scene. And then we find out who killed him. None other than Olivia. And she has a flash drive in her hand.
We see Malcolm, and he receives that call from Bridget. He gets one voicemail, and he decides not to listen to it, and instead answer the door because there's a knock.
And open a door. Oh,
Is
oh. Who is it? Who is it? None other than Mr. Fantastic.
Andrew.
Andrew is at the door. What's going to happen? Who knows, because that's the end of the episode. Well, next episode, who knows what's going to happen? Does Malcolm die? Does Andrew die? Do they fight? It's an epic scene. Duel for Siobhan's love. Who knows what happens next? Oh, I know that somebody's bound to die again. Somebody. Maybe.
And we're bound to talk about it.
So come check us out next week for our other Ringer review. And we will be reviewing other shows. So keep in tune for that too. Hope you guys liked the review.